Okay, my name is Ricardo, but better known as Ricky, and I work for the Cape Flats YMCA. I'm the director, and I've been with the Y for about 22 years now. Initially worked for Youth for Christ and on the streets with a lot of homeless people, or street kids for that matter, and been in the Y now for the last 22 years, as I've said. COVID and the impact that it has, we currently manage a campsite, which is the old Rotary campsite. So we partnered with them about 5 years ago to take over the facility and to see how local community can benefit better from the campsite. And then COVID hit, we got involved with a homeless feeding scheme of people living in Strandfontein. So out of those 2,000, we were feeding about 850 in partnership with Oasis, who ran 2 tents there. And it's that month and a half of being involved with the people there that, and it was something that I haven't done for a long time, being involved with the homeless people. As I said, I work for YMCA now. And we did the feeding, and then obviously with all of the challenges, and the tents had to be closed down, and people needed to be moved again. We were then, the campsite was standing closed. We couldn't do any more camping, and I thought, okay, let's take on some people, and where the bigger organizations like Oasis and the Havens took on 120 and 150 people, we said, look, let's take 30 people and let's see how we can work with a smaller group of people and see if we can make a difference or impact their lives differently. And that process then started. Not realizing that obviously at the time the city was supportive for the first 6 months, but anyway we started that process with taking on 30 people. Now, because of our involvement over that month and a half of feeding, we've already kind of built some relationships with people in there. So I said to the city that we will take on people if we can choose who we want to be part of our opportunity. And so we've identified quite a few of the homeless people back then, and said to them, this is what we have, this is the YMCA, this is what we're about. Where would you like to go? And whether it's Oasis, the Haven, or YMCA. And then we choose quite a bit of the older folk, or a mixture of old couples and a couple of young ones. And they then moved from the campsite to us. And I think the big difference immediately when they came, obviously our campsite is very different. We've got a swimming pool here, we have a putt-putt course, plus the rooms were just 4 in a room. So immediately from sleeping in a 250, 500 tent, they immediately found their own space. And I think for Zach and Gail,